Good day, everybody. Well, we're getting into the depth of winter now. It's a cold one out here. Hope you're all doing well. We're in Copenhagen, and today it's leg 2 of our tour of Norway. We're heading up towards Norway now, but we got one more stop to make. And today we're flying from Copenhagen up to Gothenburg in Sweden. So we'll take a quick look at the map and see what our route's going to be. So we're here down here in Copenhagen. We're going to take off. It's a right turn out over the island, and then we're basically going up over the water, and we will make the approach in and around and come into Gothenburg. So pretty straightforward flight. It's just over an hour's flying time, and should be okay. The weather, however, is, well, you can hear the wind blowing. It's a bit breezy. I'll put the weather up in the chat. Oh, hey, Kevin. Yeah, no problem. So the weather is now in both chats. So, I mean, here it's an automatic forecast, but you can see winds are 20 knots, 260, and we have broken cloud at 2,800 feet, which you can see. So we're going to be in an IFR flight plan for this flight, and flying up, and we're planning our arrival in on the ILS for runway 21, I believe it is. Yes, 21 up at Gothenburg. Now, Gothenburg weather currently, although we should get at least one update before we get there, is winds are 250 at 16 knots with few clouds at 900 feet, scattered 1,700 feet, broken 4,400 feet. So a lot of clouds there. It's cleared slightly from where it was, but it may be a good IFR approach up there anyway. Hi, Brian. We're on the Northern Europe server, and yeah, we are multiplayer. Live weather, live time, multiplayer, Northern Europe server. So today we're flying the old Widerøe colors, the Norwegian regional airline, appropriate for this series. So that's the one we are going to be taking. And you can see Copenhagen's fairly busy. There's a few aircraft around. We just saw that 787 take off there, the KLM guy. And interesting point, I put it in the Discord, but I was doing a little bit of research into the multiplayer bug, and it seems that, and this is from Two-Tone Murphy, who's part of the team, it seems that they are working on Sim Update 8, which releases on March 1st, as having the fix for people not appearing or the disappearing and reappearing players. So less than a month to go, we should get that fixed, and hopefully that'll resolve that. So let's hop on board the aircraft and we can start looking at getting her set up. Alright, so we're on board, and first thing we'll do is control locks are off. And we'll just take a quick look around the cabin. It's a nice looking airplane. Still got to remember to set my views up inside this version of it, but we'll get there. So we'll get the power up. There we go. So you can see I've got the route plugged into the GPS, but basically what we're going to be doing, I'll bring the Navigraph up again, is we're sitting here up at the F gates at the little terminal here. We're going to taxi down this way to runway 22 right down to 1 Alpha, and then we'll be taking off. We're going to be using the Metar 1 Charlie departure. So we're going to fly out. We're going to make the right turn on the Metar 1 Charlie, and then we're going to turn up through Novpo and Metar and head out. We then make our way up over the water, and as we come into Sweden, we will come in on the, I think it is the Risma 3 Sierra. It comes in through Risma, and we'll come up this way, fly along, basically doing a right-hand pattern, down past the airport, and we'll come in for our and around for our arrival. And again, we'll be doing the ILS for runway 21. And then once we land, it is a simple right turn, probably down here around Delta, and we'll taxi back and park up on the apron. So that is the plan for the rest of the flight. Yeah, Kevin, not too long, hopefully. And hopefully this fix does work and do what they say it's going to do. So let's get our load done. We know we're taking 5 passengers today. So there's somebody sitting in rows 2 and 3. That's 1, 2. A couple in row 5. There we go. And there's one person in row 2. And as for fuel, we're going to take a 75% load because our return is back to this airport, so we want to have a bit of fuel. Weight and balance is good, so the aircraft has everybody on board. And we can start getting set up. So the first thing we're going to do is the Metar, which is currently 1006. So we'll come down here and dial that in. Oh, we're already set. 1006 is set. And we're going to be cruising today at an altitude of, let me just check my flight plan. I think it was 6,000 feet. 6,000 feet it is. So we'll come over here and dial in 6,000. Let's go to the actual thousands. That's good. We'll turn on our transponder and get that working and warmed up. And we're going to be IFR, so we'll put in our standard call sign and get that going. So as I said, the route's already in. What we are going to do, in case we have to return here after takeoff, we will throw in the ILS for the runway here, the ILS frequency, which is 110.9, and that way we can track that in case we need it. So 110.9. There we go. I'll put that in there. And 110.9, it's picking it up. So if we do have to return, that is now in there. We are going to go to GPS mode, however, for the flight. And that is set. And I believe that is all set up very well. So we are on aircraft battery right now, so we don't want to be here too long. So it's time to get ourselves set up. So parking brake is set. Emergency fuel switches are on normal. Fuel selector to normal. Fuel boost pumps are currently off. It's just the panel fans that you hear running right now. Cabin lights will come up overhead. Fasten seatbelts on. No smoking is on. We'll get the emergency lights. Our armed air. We're going to get a little bit of heat going in here. It's cool out. And we want them to be a little bit comfortable in the back. We'll get the compartment fans up and going. And we'll get the anti-collision light on as we're getting ready to start. Everything else else is good. Beacon's on. Pitot heat is off. Generator switches are off. That's all confirmed. Flaps are up. Fuel levers are in the off position. Props are in feather, and power levers are in idle. Ignition switch is normal. And battery master is on, and our fuel quantity is checked. So, time for engine start. I'll start the right engine. So, starter. Oh, sorry, for boost pump comes on, and let's get a nice view set up so we can see the start here. There we go. Starting the right engine. We should be hearing that sound outside, and it should be a little bit quieter inside. Hopefully the next update they'll fine-tune these. Adding fuel. You know, somehow it would be quieter inside the cabin than outside, but doesn't seem to be the case on engine start. So the start switches come back. We've got the engine up and turning, so we will start the left engine. Oh, and somehow my overlay has just decided it doesn't want to work anymore, so let me get that back up and showing what it should be showing. It's better. Alright. Adding the fuel. Sorry, forgot about that. Just dealing with the other things that went wrong. Alright, start switch is off. And it looks like we've got two good starts. Temperatures are coming up, pressures are coming up. Everything else is starting to look good. So we'll bring the propellers up into low idle. There we go, that sounds good. So, after start checklist, generators are both on. Instruments, we were just monitoring that. Instruments are within limits. Everything is looking good and symmetrical. Radios are on. Altimeter, our autopilot is set. Transponder is in standby. Compasses and gyros. We're showing just past north and just past north is good. We'll come up for the rest of the lighting. Our position lights are on. Throw our taxi light on. And I think we're good with everything else at the moment. Altimeters and clocks are all set. And we're good to taxi. So So we'll move around to a taxi position where we can follow along. And we're good to go. So parking brake is released. Taxi around this way. I believe that's Brian over there. And I saw Kevin. Excellent. I see his name tag anyway. There he is. So we're heading out to runway 22 right. Just going to pull up my chart so I can see where we're headed. It's a bit of a convoluted taxi out. Following the charts here. Actually, we'll be able to go this way. It's a little bit shorter. We're going to go down Bravo. We'll cross over runway 12. And then we'll carry down Bravo to Echo 1. And we'll go into the runway, which we can see just off to the right there at Echo 1. So there's Brian, and looks like Kevin's moving as well. Okay. So we got Echo 1 coming up. Here is our turn. Come up to the hold line and we'll get ourselves ready to go. You can feel that wind really pushing on the airplane as we were taxiing along there and getting that wind full onto the side. So we're going to have a right-hand crosswind here. Alright, so parking brake is on. So fuel quantity is confirmed and checked. Caravan's fun. Fuel pumps are on. We've been flying it all through the Caribbean. We flew it in Tasmania before that, so it's pretty good airplane to fly. So trim tabs are set. Flight instruments are checked. Nav and comm radios checked. Propeller lever is coming up the full forward. Auto feather is armed. Flaps going to 10 degrees. Engine instruments are checked and everything is good. Pitot heat coming on. Anti-ice is not required at the moment. Flight controls. Left, right, neutral, back, forward, neutral, and left rudder, right rudder, neutral. You can see the airplane wandering in the blast from the prop. So it shouldn't do it with the ailerons, but I can see it doing it with the rudder and elevator. Okay, why won't you let me back into the cockpit? Did I just lose that button on my joystick? Maybe I did. I'll check that. Alright, so we are back in. Flight controls are done. Transponder is set to altitude and on. Landing lights are on. Strobe lights are on. All of the caution lights are on. Bleed airs will now come on. And we'll put the windshield heat on just in case. I can't have lost all of them. Interesting. Something's going on with my views here, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Okay. I'm hitting everything's checked. So, should have the guys behind us. Yes, we do. And that is very annoying that that's not working right now. Coming up on the power. Big Jackal Gaming, hello. How are you doing today? Bring the props up and we'll move out and get ready to go. So those buttons were working earlier. I'm not sure why they stopped working now. Some will have to check after the stream. Alright, well we're good to go. Everything is set. Props are fully forward, lights are on, runway heading is confirmed. We'll just get her lined up and we'll go to 40 inches. Okay, well we'll look forward, we'll see what we see in the air as we head up to Gothenburg. Nah, this isn't VAT sim, we don't have to worry about separation. There's that wind. Gotta get that aileron in to keep her level. It's 80 knots. And we're up. And there's, you can see our crab angle now. So we're gonna get the speed coming up a little bit. Get her up in a nice climb attitude. We're going to go autopilot on. We're going to go into nav mode. And we want to set a vertical speed of 1,600 feet per minute, which works for this airplane. There we go. And off we go. Beautiful takeoff. There we go. Now it's working. I don't know what was going on there. We got a steep climb out here. Yeah, oh, Kevin, you disappeared. I had you for a minute. You can see the wind pushing us right off course there. There's Brian up, and I'm assuming Kevin's in there, and hopefully, since I did see him at one point, he'll reappear. We're definitely crabbing into that wind now. We're holding our course. There's 1,000 feet. So we're going to power up to 45 and pull the props back to 90 for the rest of the climb. So climb checklist. Flaps are up. Auto feather coming off. Climb power is set. Landing lights and taxi light are now off. And we are in a bit of a slow climb rate, so I'm going to, I don't know, oops, shouldn't have done that. I'm going to set about a 1,200 foot climb just to keep our speed up. We're heading to Rubat. We're almost there, and then we're going to start making our turns to the right. You can hear the marker faintly beeping. See if it's flashing. Yeah, I don't know what that was going on with the camera view there. That was odd. But yeah, you see we got a little bit of cloud. It's, Kevin, it'll be the bug. I think you're fine. So temperature is going to be somewhere around freezing. It was 6 degrees on the ground. Well, it's actually gone minus. So we'll have to watch for icing, although we're okay at the moment. So we're coming up 5,000 feet. Everything is looking good so far. 1,000 to go. And then we'll set cruise power, which will be 40 inches. And props back to 76%. Then we'll begin the long departure procedure. There we go, we're starting to come down level. Back to 40 and props coming down to 76%. There's the clicks, and we're now in cruise power, making our turn to the right, heading out to CH-386, which is the next point on the departure. Just keep repeating, Kevin, 1 March, and we should get the update to fix it. It's almost 59 miles out on the departure. So obviously this is built for you know, aircraft such as jets and stuff, but we are good. Some slight crab due to the wind. I think I'm going to put the anti-ice on just because we're going to be running in through clouds at this level. So if we come up to the anti-ice, there's a couple controls. So what we'll do is we'll put the de-icer boots on auto. And we're going to turn on the prop de-ice and intake anti-ice, which should be electrical heat. And then this is the de-icing boots. If it detects ice, they'll kick on. But everything else should be fine. Well, we're up to our cruise speed. So we can tune in local radio. Let's see, what are we going to do today? There we go. Oh, there's Kevin. You're back. Don't see your airplane, no, but you're out there somewhere. Monitor the instruments. We're at 40. We'll just make sure that both engines are reading the same. There we go. Both props are down. Fuel flow is good. So we're doing about 300 pounds per hour. And we've got enough for a few hours of flight, so we are good. Now we can take a look at where we are. So we're currently over the island that Copenhagen sits on. It's the town of Grevstrand. I'm going to pronounce all these things wrong. I just know it. That's the looks like the E20 highway. Well, at least you got me, and you're there. All right, so we're good en route. We can change our ILS frequency over now, and we will switch over to the ILS frequency for Gothenburg. 108.5. Get that dialed in. It's 108.5. Flip that up. And on the second one, which we'll show over here as on the deviation needle, we'll tune in the VOR, which is, I mean, it's not perfectly lined up with the runway, but it's at the airport anyway. 114.6. that one in. And no ADFs. So we can't tune in anything there. So our missed approach for this will be climb out straight ahead at 3,000 feet and radar vectoring for new approach. So that's pretty straightforward. Don't have to worry about much there. So coming up here, just below the glare shield, down here, the town of Roskilde. And then we're going to turn north and head up towards the water. Don't want to go outside for too long in those views because this is a rather loud airplane out there. As you can hear. It's funny though, I'm not getting an aircraft type for Kevin, but I did see that he was in a Twin Otter earlier. So that's all good. So if you're watching and you haven't already, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and or following over on Twitch. This is a community fight. All my streams are community fights, either in multiplayer or on VATSIM, and everyone is welcome to join in. Information is posted up on the Discord, which I'll get the bot to throw up in the chat. And I'll copy it over into the Twitch chat as well. So more than welcome. There's the Discord link. And it's up in the Twitch chat now as well. There's our turn. We're heading up towards the next point on our departure. Another cold one here where I am. It was minus 13 earlier this morning when I got up. And as I mentioned at the beginning, dead of winter streaming. It's January, February. Dark days and cold and snow. But I'll say the sun's starting to rise a little bit earlier now that we're, you know, coming up for a month and a half past the winter solstice. Starting to get noticeably lighter earlier, but unfortunately, given how long it takes to start warming things up, we're still descending into our cold part of the winter. So more cold temperatures to come, a lot of sub-zero. Freddie doing some low flying at his A320 there. Yeah, it was minus 13 this morning. Hey, Unthrown, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying. If you have any questions, you can feel free to throw them up in the chat. Or if you just want to say hi. Haven't had any really cold ones. We've been down to about minus 21, I think, but still haven't had any of the minus 30s yet this year. Just gonna check the weather forecast. Yeah, a little bit warmer for the next several days and then back in the minus teens, but nothing really brutally cold. Currently minus 15 at the moment. Well, you're always a little bit colder than we are, and then if you go up towards Montreal and Quebec, they're even ridiculously colder. Remember, what would have been, almost 16 years ago now. No, 12, 13 years ago. I went on a course up south of Montreal, and on a weekend I had off. I went to Quebec for the weekend to meet up with people I knew, and oh man, was it cold. It was the end of January. And we went walking in the old town, and absolutely freezing. We were ducking in and out of stores all the way. It was brutally cold. We got hot chocolates at one point, and while we were walking, we'd gone less than a block in the old town, which isn't that far, and they'd already cooled right down, and we're starting to form ice on them. I think it was about minus 45. Ridiculously cold. Yeah, the weather's kind of up and down a little bit, although it seems that the weather should hold fairly reasonable for the next few days here. I guess about a week, and then it gets cold again. Anyway, you can see how windy it is, that crab angle here, to keep us on our track. We're still heading up towards the north. There's the north end of the island that Copenhagen's on, and then we're out over the water, which I guess is still technically the North Sea. I don't think it turns into the Baltic until you get past this island. Definitely a lot of flat farm country down here. Yeah, exactly. It's so cold. It's absolutely brutal. I mean, you see those videos on YouTube of the people with the hot water and they throw it in the air and it just freezes into a ice cloud or crystals and everything. Yeah, that happens. Absolutely, that happens. Alright, all three of us are still here. That's a good sign. So a couple things coming up. I've been working on well, this Wednesday, the evening, afternoon for me, evening for you European guys, GA stream will be starting, the new one, Route 66. We're going to be flying that. I've got a nice old Cessna 172 lined up to do that trip. And I've been doing some flight planning for the next one, which is going to be a fairly long series. But we're going to go to a continent we haven't really spent much time on. And we're going to fly around there. So that'll be an interesting one. And got another series coming up, which is going to unveil something special for the channel. So that'll be soon. Yeah, I've heard people say that. When you mention beaver tails, they just kind of look at you and go, "What?" So, hello, Amelia. How are you today? But beaver tails are good, especially if you get them nice and hot and it's a cold day. So my fuel burn is the same in both engines, but for some reason I've got a little bit more in the left engine or left tank than the right tank. But that's fine. She'll drain out of both tanks since we're set to normal. Hello, Sasha. I've got a mod. He's not here today, but I've got one. And this is a small chat, or a small channel, not a lot of overwhelming chat, so we're not that bad. So we're coming up to Novpo, which is actually not our last point on our departure. From there we're going to turn to Metar, and that's another almost 26 miles away, so it's quite a long departure to get away from Copenhagen today. But it is the point we're going to make a slight left turn and we're going to head out over the water. And Big Jackal Gaming, thank you for coming over to the Discord. Good to see you. There's the turn. The general one. We're having to turn a little bit more into the wind. There's the water. I bet that's cold. No, the chat here is pretty quiet. Usually Nick's doing it, and it's just to answer questions and deal with the spam bots. Don't really have much. I think I've only ever had to hunt one person in the entire time I've been doing this, and he was just being a dick. definitely running into some bigger clouds here.
Welcome to Outline Credits. So you're the new recruit. Think you have what it
Plus,
takes?
the other thing, Brian, is I'm not trying to be a big channel doing stuff. I'm just flying for fun and enjoy having people coming along with me. So that's all I'm doing it for. And if I can get somebody else interested in flight simming at the same time, that's great. Enjoy that very much. And answering questions or helping people, I mean, I'm all for that. The in-flight videos, yeah. Well, we're back tomorrow. Next leg in the DC-6s. We'll have a movie on board there. And definitely the beverage cart is always available no matter what size of the aircraft. Oops, that's not right. Yes, Sasha. What can I do for you? Well, yeah, actually, it's Roger gets out, opens a cooler in the back, and hands out bottles of water. He's also got to do the safety announcements. You got to bring your own cookies and chips. Alright, everything is looking good. Kevin has engaged his cloaking device again. Although, to be fair, this is probably on my end rather than his end. Oh, there he is. Just pop back in. So he's probably there fine, and it's my end that's blocking him out. I don't know if it works that way or if it's I can't see him, or if his information isn't being passed to me. I'm not sure which way it works. But good name, Chuck Norris. But who knows? Again, hope they get it fixed. Yeah, Sasha, I know that, but at this point in time, I don't need any other mods. Sorry, what do you mean, how am I long? How long am I streaming, or how long have I been doing this, or what? Your Klingon cloaking device. Definitely interesting bouncing through the tops of the clouds here. So I am running the mod that changes the flight dynamics a little bit. You can get it on flightsim.to. And same with this livery. But it makes the flight dynamics a little bit more realistic. But I'm running the Just Flight sounds, the updated ones from the patch, which I hope they do a little bit more tweaking with. Still a couple things they could adjust. How long units start? Or how long until start? Oh, we're flying right now. I'm not sure what you mean. We've been streaming for just over an hour, and according to the GPS, we've got about 50 minutes or so to go until we reach our destination. Love the different watercolors, shadows, and although I don't think that's shadows, I think that's that effect you get with the different, like you can see along here, the different water temperatures and wind effects, localized wind effects. But we did see it last night when we flew out of St. Lucia. The winds. You can see a little bit down there, a little bit of white caps happening. The winds were high enough, it was tearing the tops of the waves off. See them down there today. The wind's blowing pretty good today. Although I did hear, Kevin, you should be able to answer this. You guys had a storm roll through there a day or two ago. I thought I saw someone posting, maybe it was Gavin in his Discord, posting something about pretty windy recently. I know Pilot Pat was saying he couldn't make it today because he's got to do a bunch of snow clearing. So I'm assuming you guys got hit by another storm. Good news, 2 miles to the end of the departure, and then we'd be going to the en route leg, which isn't that long, and then we're into the approach.
It's just common sense, a flexi line by capital
Risma. No real altitude restrictions. We'll stay at 6,000 until we get to GG 931, and then from there we'll descend down to 3,000, 2,000, and our intercept altitude of 2,500. Hey, Willie. How's it going, sir? I believe your premiere is next week. Next Thursday, I believe. Hoping I can make it in time. I got an appointment earlier in the morning, but hoping I get back in time for it. If it is next Thursday, which I believe it is. Yeah, Kevin, yeah, I did hear a lot of high winds and stuff, and I guess Patrick got a bunch of snow where he is. So that is fine. You're working today, really? Oh, that sucks. On a Saturday, too. $1,900. Yeah, I should be home by then. So I'll check your, oh God. I'll check your Discord for the details of the flight later. But yeah, looking forward to that one. So you can't quite see it, but the Swedish coast is just over that way. And it's angling out across us from right to left, so we're going to come up to intercept it. Last minute scrambles and everything? Yeah. Of course, it's always the stuff that, not that you didn't discuss, but that people might have mentioned, but it was kind of glossed over, pushed aside, and those are the things that pop up at the last minute. And it's like, why didn't we plan for this? It was mentioned 2 months ago. I always love that. Or my favorite was bringing stuff up in my line of work, back when I was working, bringing stuff up and having them say, oh, you're just overanalyzing or you're paranoid or whatever. And then after it starts and it happens, you're kind of like, I told you. They can get focused on the wrong things and not on the important things. There you guys back there, still working, still showing up. Very good. Beautiful views here. We're heading that way. Over there, we got a helicopter. Very cool. Get back inside where it's a little bit quieter. See, there's not much water out here over, or much cloud over the water, but over towards Sweden, you can see the cloud bank. See if we can get an updated weather. Alright, we've got marginal VFR again. Winds are 240 at 14, gusting 24, few clouds at 900 feet. Cumulus buildup. Been broken at 1200. You can see the cumulus buildup, that's for sure, out there. but it's broken the cloud layer at 1,200 feet. So definitely going to be an ILS approach, because we're not going to be scud running. And no point. We have a perfectly capable aircraft here doing an ILS approach. I'll do another weather check when we get closer, but I don't think we're going to get much improvement on that one. Let me see. Should be a small island off that way. Can't see it though because of the cloud. So I'll have to get a good movie for tomorrow's flight. Not sure what it's going to be, what's next in the rotation. I think I'll save our horror movie for Halloween and our Christmas movie or a Santa movie for Christmas. Just have to see what the next one is. I think the last one we watched was The Wasp Woman. No, it was oh, I can't remember. The new Dune? Is it out on rental already? I mean, a lot of people gave Villeneuve crap over Blade Runner 2049. But I don't like slow movies like that. I like movies that take their time and set the atmosphere. As long as it's done right and it's not wasting your time. But it was... I thought it was good, and I've heard good things about his Dune. I know it's only half of the first book, and that there's no guarantee of the second one being made, which I hope it does. But it's good. Brian, have you watched The Expanse? Yeah, 2049, I really loved it. It's the same reason like I love Pink Floyd and stuff like that. I love artists that take their time and let things breathe and build it and layer it and everything. And I thought 2049 matched very well with the original Blade Runner. Because the original Blade Runner did the same type of thing. It took its time, told the story, built the world. And it was really good. So I'm going to, I'll have to check it out and see. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. But, oh, it was greenlit. Oh, excellent. Excellent. That'll be interesting to see. When I heard they were redoing the series, I had to go back and, I'd only ever read the first book, and that was a long time ago. So, I went back and read the whole series. Quite phenomenal, actually. The other series I wish I could see, but I don't get, and I can't remember if it's on HBO or where it is the Foundation series, the adaptation of the Asimov thing. I haven't heard much about it, but that looked pretty amazing, and that's quite the series as well. Brian, it's good. It's on Amazon Prime. It was originally a Netflix series. They dropped it after 3 seasons. Amazon's picked it up. It's based on a series of books set a few hundred years in the future. It's a really, really good series. A little bit of sci-fi, some political stuff, but the physics and the thing that got me, the physics, the sci-fi, or the space stuff, is all very accurate and very realistic, and it's a really well done series, and it's pretty interesting too. And it's 6 seasons. The books go further, but they take a 30-year jump in time, and the guys making the series figured that right up to that point was a good thing, and it did wrap up a lot of the story. So they've ended it there, but really like it. Really like the characters. A lot of great actors in it, and it's really good. Yeah, might be a Dune night tonight if I can get it. I'm a little leery now of adaptations and stuff, given what happened with Game of Thrones. I've heard of it, I have not seen it. Yeah, I heard that. I saw a brief clip of one of the ornithopters, and it looked pretty amazing. So, looking forward to seeing it. Oh, really? Oh, that's an interesting departure. Is he into flight simming? No, I haven't seen that one yet. One I really liked, well, and it was going good up into the point where Kevin Spacey kind of became toxic, was House of Cards. Really liked the acting, the political stuff in that. Intrigue. Anyway, we've just passed Risma, which is the entry point into our arrival. So we're heading off that way to get ourselves set up. There's the coast of Sweden under the clouds there. What's Sneeg and Willie. I'm not sure I know what that one is. That's interesting. He's a cosplayer and an actor. Yeah. Poignant topic. Oh, look. It's random rainbows. Plush pear. That was interesting, some of the names these people come up with. I still think Chuck Norris is the best one I've seen today. Alright, so we're on the approach, but we're going to stay at 6,000 feet. Technically, we wouldn't be doing this approach. I mean, this is for airliners. We'd be flying in on vectors, probably. But there's a minimum speeds and stuff start playing into it. We'd be getting in the way a little bit, but we'll fly it anyway. We're not on VATSIM, and there's nobody to tell us no. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of done at a hyper level, but yeah, it was good. If you want to see a really good one, if you ever watched the Yes Minister series, it came out in the 70s in Britain, and it was fantastic. A lot of the people in power at the time watched it, and they were amazed at some of the stuff they were showing. I mean, it's a comedy series, but just some of the antics that went on there, people are like, yeah, that does happen, and how do they know about it? And we're still fighting that crosswind, pretty heavy. We're coming up to the rainbow. I guess we're getting a little bit of moisture coming out the bottom there. So let me do a check here. Alright, so here's the current Metar. Once again, I'll throw it into the chats. There we go. So it's in both the Twitch chat and on the YouTube chat. So same one I said before, winds are 240 at 14, gusting 24. Few clouds, 900 feet with CBs, which, as I said, you can see out the window. Broken at 1200, that's that layer down there that we're coming up on. And QNH of 0999. So since we're on the approach, we'll set that now. There we go. The 0999 is now set. And airport elevation is 507 feet. Slowly working our way back up to 6,000. VOR2 is picking up the VOR at the airport. It's going to do a check and see if there's an ADF there as well. No, I'm not seeing a beacon anywhere, just the Gothenburg VOR. We're tracking up the coast at the moment. 4 minutes to go. There's the spin doctor, speaking of what we've been talking about. And we're definitely starting to run into some of these CBs, so we could get a little bit of turbulence bouncing around. We haven't taken the seatbelt sign off. They're still on. So we're all good. It's not what I wanted to hit. It's me on the wrong button. There's Kevin. There's Ryan back there, so we're all still here. Popping out. You can see us moving around there as we went through the cloud. I love the way they've modeled the weather. Such an improvement over previous sims. And again, said many, many times, this is a very, very beautiful flight sim to fly. And it's getting better all the time. It'll be interesting to see what the tree's like. I'm running Rex AccuWeather, or AccuSeasons. So I've got it set to update automatically, depending on the time of year. So we'll see how it looks up here. Figured there'd be more snow on the ground. I mean, there was snow on the island under us. That should be snowy. Oh, Kevin, you're flying Flybe. Oh, I think you mentioned that. I do have that livery, so I should see you in it if you park up next to me. Just saw your screenshots on the Discord. Airport's over that direction. We're going to fly up here for a little bit longer, then make the right turn, and then fly the downwind and around. Checking temperatures and pressures. Everything is looking good and right where they're supposed to be. Definitely getting bounced a little bit here. Yeah, I usually do as well. Oh, I know, Willie. We had 3 or 4 days of nothing but overcast and dim lighting and snow, and usually I'm not too bad with that, but I've had this cold for 2 weeks and I'm still fighting it. And just with the feeling all stuffed up and being tired and that, it's dragging. And I'm not a big winter fan anyway. Spent too much time living out in the snow in tents and improvised shelters and all that stuff, so I just don't like the cold anymore. How's the Otter after the update? Two sides to that. One, they fixed some stuff inside. The VOR tracking is working properly. The ILS approaches are working properly. I did an RNAV approach in this thing, followed it properly. Autopilot is great. As you can see, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. They've added a couple things in, such as if you're doing a lot of low flying, they put in the GPWS inhibit, so you can shut off the annoying terrain callouts. I fixed a few other things as well. On the sound issue, the sounds are a lot better. There's still a couple things they could tweak. The engine startups are too loud inside, not loud enough outside. Actually, they're non-existent outside. And there's still one kind of hard transition, but they are much better than they were. So I'm running a mod that changes the flight dynamics a little bit to apparently something that's a bit more realistic. Apparently the feel of the default airplanes, it's too light. So this kind of heavies it up and makes it feel like you're carrying a load and everything. So I think it's okay. It's a subtle change. But other than that, I'm really enjoying it. We did a great flight the other day. Of course, the stream is up on the YouTube channel, where we went to Mount Everest. We flew from Kathmandu up to Lukla, and we circled Mount Everest. That was a fun flight, up at 22,000 feet. So it went well. So we're making our left turn now. We're going to come onto the heading for the downwind, basically, for lack of a better word. So we're currently about 20, what's that say, 30 miles. So we're about 36 miles from the threshold of the runway, track miles. So everything's good. So we're going to maintain this altitude until we pass GG 931, which is 2 waypoints down. We're going to 932 now. And then we'll descend down to 3,000 feet. And then once we pass 432, we will drop down to 2,500, which is our platform altitude for the approach. So that'll all work out nicely. And it's good. So we're still cruising along here. Kevin's over that way. He seems to be taking his own course. Scott's following me. And as mentioned, we're flying the old Wittero paint scheme for this series. Looking good. And if you haven't read the description, this is Index Ost. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Hello. Good to see you. How are you doing today? This series, we're heading now up towards the bottom end of Norway. In fact, I think we get there after the next leg from Gothenburg. But we're going to be flying all the way up the coast of Norway to the very top end. Hence the Wittero colors. That's most of our time will be spent in Norway. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Glad to hear you're doing good. Oh, wishing we had snow on the ground. I think that would look more realistic. I'm sure we'll run into it a bit more as we get further north. Who knows, maybe Sweden doesn't have snow, but I'm thinking it does, given that it's February. Yeah, we're not back in Maxim until Monday. Today's flight and tomorrow's flight are all multiplayer. But we're doing on Mondays, we're doing a tour of European capitals in the CRJ 700. And that's on VATSIM. The last one we left off, we were up in Iceland. So our next leg, we depart from Reykjavik, and we head down to, I think we're going to Dublin, actually. Yeah, I mix up my streams. Some of them are multiplayer, some of them are VATSIM, just because some people they find VATSIM intimidating. So we do a little less formal flying on multiplayer streams. And then we still sometimes do, at least once a week, we'll do a VATSIM. Have you got the new Velocity? Have you used it? Have you noticed a difference in how the aircraft are acting when you see them? Especially on the ground, I guess. Alright, so we are 6 miles out from GG 931, and once we pass that, we'll descend down to 3,000. Velocity, it's the new update for vPilot. Although, I don't know, if you're flying X-Plane, it would be X-Pilot, which is still the same. But the Microsoft Flight Simulator and FSX version, vPilot, got updated, and it's the VATSIM client, and apparently the reporting rate between the network and the sim has been increased to the point where everything's nice. Yeah, so you'll be using vPilot if you're on VATSIM. You should get the update for Velocity if you haven't logged in this week on it, and everything's a lot smoother. The aircraft moving is a lot smoother. So you shouldn't see the airplanes jumping around on landing and stuff anymore. I haven't actually flown with it yet. Monday will be my first one. Alright, so 2.5 miles to go. So we're going to come down, we will set 3,000 feet. And I found in the Twin Otter that if you descend at 1,000 feet per minute and set 30 inches on your torque pressure, you get a nice descent rate, and it roughly keeps your cruise speed, so that's pretty good. Alright, so we're a mile out. Yeah, Norway should look good. I'm looking to flying in it. Alright, so we're making a slight turn to 404. We're going to start our descent. So we'll come in here and start down at 1,000 feet, and we'll pull the throttles back to 30 inches.
Walmart is the #1 place
Keep
to
us
save
just
on
around
local
140.
trees. Save $1.50 per pound of
Now
fresh
this has
ground
us
beef value packs. Now only $3.47 per pound at
veering
Walmart.
off slightly, but we'll follow the path. It's taking us roughly where we want to go. So we'll head down to 3,000. Oh, Kevin, you got to crash the desktop. Oh no. Yeah, I still hate when that happens. Should give us a nice arc around anyway. We're back into the clouds. There's 4,600 feet. 200% last check on the current Metar. Oh, you live in Tromsø? Ah, very nice. I think that's one of our destinations on this series. Let me go take a quick look at my list. No, we're not heading into Tromsø. But that's cool. 1,000 feet to go. So we'll do our descent checks. So fuel quality is good. Selector is on normal. There's us coming out of the on the clouds. Caution lights are on as appropriate. Anti-ice is on. Altimeters are set. Signs are on. I'll throw on the landing lights now, and I'll put on the taxi so I don't forget. Here we go. We're starting to make our turn around. Still descending, coming down to 3,000 feet. No, this is a series set up by the virtual airline I fly for, and Tromsø's not on the list. But we are heading all the way up to Kirkens at the end. Is our final destination eventually when we get to the end of the run of airports. Okay, Index, thanks for popping by. We'll talk to you later. If you want to join us more, you can come over to the Discord. Let me just grab the link if you're interested. We do a lot of series and stuff, and the information's all there. And you're more than welcome to come and join us sometime if you're in the area and wanting to fly. So we're turning around now to get ready to come in. And we're heading to the intercept point. GG404 is the initial approach fix. I'm going to turn off the radio. And yeah, once we hit GG404, we'll switch over to heading mode, put it into V-lock on the GPS, and then that should give us the localizer. So we're slowly coming around. Ryan's still in behind us. That low sun there. 2 miles out from the initial approach fix. And we're going to descend now down to 2,500. Power back again. We're taking 30. Let's get ourselves down. Miles out. And we're dealing with that wind. 400, so we'll bring the power back up 40 inches. Runway heading 202 degrees. All right, there's the flip. Turn our heading on. We will go to heading mode. Over to localizer. It's cranked. We'll go approach mode. It's over to 202 degrees. We're getting lined up now. There. Glide slope is slowly starting to come down. And we're going to keep that speed up as we come in. Glide slope is armed. Landing lights are on, everything's on. It's just flaps and speed control now. Looking good. Glide slope's coming in. Start bringing the power back. And glide slope is captured. Power back to 20. We want to start getting those flaps in. Flaps. Flaps 20 for landing. No, flaps 30. Get that speed right back. Beautiful clouds with the sun there. So there we go. First notch of flaps going in. So we're about 1,500 feet to go. Second notch of flaps going in. Bring the power up slightly. There's the airport. And definitely got a lot of wind going right now. Look at that crab angle. And we're going to keep her around 80. There's a middle marker going off. Bumpy over the terrain. Gonna have to remember to keep the right wing down once we land, prevent the wind from picking it up. Alright, so flaps 30 are set. Tracking in for the runway. satellite view there so I can see the HSI. So we're on track. We got 2 whites, 2 reds. Can make out the runway. That's fine. Winds are starting to die down as we get closer to the ground. See us adjusting now, coming online a little bit better. About 500 feet to go. My airplane. $200 to go. Landing. Down. Let's try to keep her. She wandered a bit in the wind. Keep a bit of right aileron in. We're going to come down to Delta. See it just ahead there. There we go. Getting some rain. All right, we'll exit the runway. Whitero Flight 102 is clear of runway 21. There's Kevin. We'll go over, pull up with him. Bring up the flaps. And there's Brian coming in. Landing lights are off. Very nice. I'm glad the wind died away right at the end there and allowed for a nice landing. Well, Kevin got back in. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the landing, but yeah. Oh, I think I'm seeing a little flakes of snow going by. We'll park up beside them. Welcome to Gothenburg. Yeah, there's that Flybe livery there. Yeah, it is unfortunate, Kevin. But you made it at the end. And a very nice livery it is. Alright, so here we are. So the flaps are up, anti-ice. Is now off. Landing lights are off. Taxi light is off. Transponder to standby. Trim tabs are fine. Parking brake is set. Power levers are all the way back. Propellers going into feather. Generators are coming off. Strobes are off. Windshield heat is off. Bleed air is off. Yeah, props are in feather. So we'll bring the fuel back. Brian pulling up. Very nice. Alright. Lights are coming off. Orange light disarmed. Pitot heat's off. That's off. Those fans are off. That was already done. And yeah. We are here. I'm going to shut off the aircraft. Alright, let's get a little group shot with the sun. There we go. Brian, you might have put your starter into crank mode instead of off. Your prop is still spinning. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us for today's flight. Kevin, sorry you had that issue there. And hope to see you all back on the next flight. Tomorrow we are flying, let's bring up the schedule, the DHC-6 on the Pan Am World Tour. We are going to be heading out of Beirut, where we flew into last time, and flying down to Basra in Iraq. So hope I can see you then. Same time, 1300 Zulu. Don't forget, we have the Discord if you want to pop in and join that. And I'll copy both of these over into the Twitch chat as well. You are always more than welcome to come in and join in. Multiplayer or VATSIM, depending. Discord will give you all the information on what we're doing for each series. Once again, thank you for joining. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.